Hello, Lash and Brow CEOs. This is going to be a video on my favorite online booking software, Acuity Scheduling. I've seen on a lot of different forums and Facebook groups and on Instagram about booking online and different softwares, and you have a huge amount of choices to choose from. I've tried a handful of them, and just because of the features I'm looking for and customization and price, I've gone with Acuity, and I've been with them for just over 2 years now. So I really love them, but I wanted to actually make a video to show you how to kind of navigate around them, because they don't have any type of they have decent help, but you can't get anybody on the phone kind of thing. So I thought a video would be great. So here we go. This is the homepage, Acuity Scheduling. You just type in acutityscheduling.com. You come here and you will set up a account. I'll go ahead and log into mine. So this is your the screen that it comes to here in the beginning. You're going to hear my kids in the background because, yep, I am a mother, and when I make videos, it's rarely super quiet. 3 kiddos, it's mom life for reals. So, we're going to go to the month time here. Okay, so basically you're going to come here. You have appointments that you can physically make, manual appointments. So if you have this screen or, set up at your space or in the salon or in your room, and you have a client that wants to book an appointment before they leave, you can do that for them here from this screen here. You just click book appointment, choose the appointment type, and then it's going to load your availability days depending on what appointment you're choosing. So if I were to choose a consult, which is only 20 minutes, I have these available days. If I choose microblading, then it looks like there's a couple of days left there as well. Full set, nothing left in October, and then these days here coming up. So let's go back over here and take a look at some of these menu option here. The most important one that you're going to want to set up first is your business settings. And this basically allows you to set up your calendar and your availability and what appointments you want to be scheduled for and how you schedule for them. So here is mine, and I click on availability. It's going to show any types of, like if you have something that may be a conflict or something, this will pop up here. So mine's saying the duration plus padding for microblading training. Okay, so that's just because I have my training days marked off already. No big deal. So my available days are pretty much Monday through Friday from about 10 to 3. So any appointment that I set, I'm going to set, say, my microblading appointments for 2 hours. It will make sure that it sets it within my time frame parameters. So no one can book before 10, no one can book after 3, and then it will also create that padding, so no one can book a set of brows at like 2, because my set time is 2 hours for that. Hopefully that makes sense. And if you, let's see, what is this? The client chooses this on Monday based on availability in your calendar settings. Client will see 10. So this is just giving you an idea of how it's going to schedule for you. So based on the appointment here, so it just tells you like how far it will schedule it. So the latest someone can schedule a touch-up is 2, because I've given that an hour time frame. Microblading, the same thing, 10, 10, 15. It'll give you increments of whatever you set. So I think I've set mine at 15 minutes. And then the last appointment time it will take for microblading is 12:45, because anything beyond that will take me past that 3 o'clock hour. So I like that, and I think sometimes some of the other ones, I'm not sure how they do this down to specifics and different appointments that you can book for. I like that Acuity gives you this option and shows you how it books for you. This is where you can go in and you can actually block off time by using this block off time button. And it shows just your monthly availability. So if you have something like, say, for instance, I wanted to work one Saturday a month, I wouldn't want to put it up here because that's going to put me as working every Saturday. So I would come down here to, say, like the November calendar, and then I would just book like the 18th, and then I could click on that and then actually put in specific hours for that Saturday, the 18th. It wouldn't show up any other time but just this time here, so that's kind of cool. And then it says you can also block off times using the block button or clicking and dragging there on the appointment calendar. Yeah, so if you wanted to, say, block off time, you can block off time from this date and then go through, and then it'll repeat. So if say I knew that every Wednesday, which I actually have done it on my phone, every Wednesday from like 9 to 11:30, I think I've blocked off. But you can do it manually here in Acuity as well, and just put in your time, the date, and then hit repeat, and then what calendar you actually want it to show up on. And then you would hit block off time. So, and then your settings. This is the calendar name because it's me. My email, my image here, replies from clients will be sent to this email, which you can change that as well. So if you want your, if a client has an appointment and it shows, it goes to their email, if they reply to that, it will come to my email address here. And you can change that and put even multiple emails, so you could put like comma and 3 other emails if you needed other people to see that as well. And I like this little black box that pops up too. It says info at Lashes and Wink. Who should be notified about appointments on this bad boy? Separate multiple addresses with commas, so you could do multiple. A lot of times those black boxes will show up, and just another way to kind of help you along and managing this software. This picture won't show up because clients will never be able to choose from a list of more than one calendar. Okay. Location, I just have one, so that's not an issue. Prevent clients from scheduling new appointments. So this is another important feature that I like here. So I don't want clients to be able to schedule something if they see an availability today that they can schedule it that day. It's another point to have that scarcity factor, that they can't book with you right away every time, because that creates a trend of those particular clients thinking they can get in to see you last minute every time they book, and then they won't book or pre-book, which you don't want. You want clients to know that in order to get an appointment with you, that they have to plan for those appointments and seek out your appointments in advance, and you want to get them on that schedule because that creates predictability, and it keeps you from having to say, I've got appointments this week or whatever, or doing those last minute appointments. It's one thing when you have an appointment cancellation or a reschedule, but you don't want that to be your normal. So you can change this and put it as, they can't book more than 72 hours if you wanted to, do that much lead time. Totally up to you. I set mine at 24. You can always change that if you want. Allow one appointment to be scheduled during the same time slot and accept appointments until fully booked. So if, say, I was a hairstylist and I could do, hairstylists can sometimes double book because they have one client that they sit under the dryer and then they could take another client, then you could set it up where you could see 2. Or if you have yourself and an apprentice or something like that, you could set it up where you can have 2 appointments book at the same time and then kind of, switch them through as you're able to. Because I'm only one person, that means that I can only do one at a time. So that, you would hit save. And the appointment types down here are the different appointment types that I offer. So I know some of you have watched me on my Instagram Live and you've asked, well, how can you set so you only do brows and full sets and then touch-ups, and this is how. So I've checked all my microblading appointments here and full lashes. I used to offer these other ones, but now I just pretty much offer one type of full set. It's just pretty much a full set of lashes, and we just change it depending on the client. And then see these lash fill-in ones and lash tint. I've unchecked those. That means those appointment types won't show up in my book online page for me. They only show up for my stylist, Terry. So, and brow tint, brow shaping, I still do those as well. And training, I guess I could check that. Let's see, this is a class. Choose which calendar the type shows up on. Okay. So, that's how you can pick and choose what appointments you want to be found, be scheduled for. So that's kind of nice too. Another nice feature through Acuity. Save. Okay. So, appointment types. This is where you actually can add in a new service, and if you actually want it visible. Or another neat feature here is that once you add in, like say, I have this microblading appointment here. If I want to have a direct scheduling link, like say I'm on Facebook and for whatever reason a client's like, how can I schedule with you right now? I know you're really busy. I can give them this direct scheduling link, and it pops up with my scheduling, just like my blank scheduling page, which is kind of nice. And then it just shows appointments, available, and then it takes them through that process. So that's kind of cool. If you need just a direct scheduling link, or if you need to put it somewhere else, you can. A new feature that they actually have done is including like a booking bar. Let's see what happens here. So it would just be code. So if you're in Wix and you're working on your website, you would highlight this, copy it, go to your Wix site, put in an HTML block, and then paste that into that block. And then resize that block if you needed to in order for it to look aesthetically pleasing on your mobile site and on your desktop site. So, booking button, again, more code that you would copy and paste. Embed, more code if you want to embed the actual scheduler into your site. That is definitely an option that I use, but I actually just embed the whole thing. I don't do just one service. So these are all the services here. And then if you wanted to edit anything about them, so this is the service name. It says show a message after scheduling. You can do that too. And then it would say, if there's something you want to throw in there after they book the appointment, which is actually a pretty good idea. And I thought I did that, but looks like I didn't. Message shown on confirmation page. So write some instructions about the upcoming appointment or just thank them. This is shown on the final confirmation page after scheduling and also included in the calendar invite. So this is actually a good point to, stress if they need to bring anything, or if they need to show up early, or if you have specific directions on how to get to where you're located, you could put that here. Or if you have, like, say, if you're using Yelp and you have like a check-in discount, you could kind of give them a reminder here that, hey, don't forget when you arrive at your appointment, check in on Facebook or check in on Yelp that you're here, and then request your $5 off your service or something. So that's awesome. And you have all these options here that you can add an image, or if you created an image in Canva, you can put that here and really grab their attention to remind them. Duration is where you can set how long that appointment will take. And then you can also block off padding before and after, so the scheduler won't book you back to back to back, unless you like to be booked that way. If you do, you would just leave these at 0, but I've put a little bit of padding in between mine so that when people schedule, this is the padding that will schedule before and after. Price, category, because I only do pretty much one type of brows. Actually, I will be changing this soon because I'll be adding shading and ombre brows as well. So I may do a category and I may not. It may make it more complicated. So, but that option is there. If you do, for instance, facials, waxing, threading, body treatments, that type of thing, then you would probably want to put them in categories to keep it simple for your client. If you like to color code the different appointments, you could do that as well. You could even do custom colors, which is pretty awesome. I mean, it's these little features that if you really want to create a cohesive brand with colors and just keep everything as customized as possible, I think this is why I really love Acuity, because it gives you all of this. You want to change the picture that shows up when they're booking that to give them idea of like, ooh, this is, what I can, expect, or this is the kind of work she does, kind of thing. You can change it. You can remove it. If you want this particular appointment to be public or private, like you only people with the link can make this appointment, you can do that as well. Or if it's a group class or event, it's just great customizations. So just update that. You don't have to do that because I didn't change anything. But add-ons. So I don't have any add-ons at the moment, but if you wanted to let customers select extras for the appointment when they schedule like 15-minute foot, just other things that that they want that you could add on. So if you have another treatment that you're trying to push, like for instance, you're doing microblading, but you also have like a hydrofacial pin or something that takes like 30 minutes, and you want to offer that to them. They may not have thought about that, but if you offer it and say, hey, here's this add-on, this hydrofacial pin. Normally it's $65 for the 30 minutes, but if you add it on today with your microblading, it's $40. That a lot of times they're already kind of invested in wanting to book an appointment with you. You throw in a little extra. Not only do you create more value, you give it to them at a discount. That is more opportunity for them to refer new people to you and bring you more business. So completely worth it. I'm actually in the process of trying to decide on an add-on that will be beneficial quick, but will get new clients and bring them in for different things that's not so far off of my brow and lash menu. So, yep. And then if you have coupons, I do have some coupons that I offer clients. Looks like this one expired last or beginning of this year. If you want to, say you're posting in a woman's group or something online, you can say, hey, I'm new or I'm building up my portfolio here, book with this coupon and get whatever off. So it gives you, the coupon code. You can enter multiple coupon codes. You can do a price discount. You can do a percentage discount. You can do total number of uses. Code applies to what appointments you want it applied to, because you don't want to give a $50 discount on something that costs $65. So for mine, it's $125 discount on a microblading appointment. So this is a very, very special discount, and obviously I wouldn't put it out there just for the masses. This would be something like a referral, or someone who we're in some type of working relationship, or we're collaborating or something like that. So that is what that would be. When you're done, you hit save. And another feature that I like that you can go in and alter, customize to your business is the intake form questions. So I've actually been playing around with the idea of giving my microblading clients this option instead of downloading the forms or printing them or have them do them in the salon. Just make it a part of the intake process. So if you wanted to do that, you could, let's see, it would take, a little bit, because you would have to add these different things in here. But honestly, once you do it, you just would have to do it the once, and then everybody would have it filled in when they arrived, and you would have a chance to look at that after they make the appointment. So you'd have an idea of, anything that's on there that you would need to ask them questions about or get more information about, rather than when they show up for the appointment. So honestly, this actually makes more sense to do it. So I was either thinking about doing this, or even doing just like maybe a Google form, and then have the app on my tablet when they show up, and then just hand them the tablet, have them go through it, and then it electronically just saves in my database of clients. So definitely trying to think of ways to go paperless and streamline the process of intake forms. So these are the questions that I have. They're kind of the main heavy hitters for microblading. And then you can choose when this form actually shows up. So what appointment? So I'm not giving this appointment to someone who's getting a lash tint. You're going to be like, what? Why do you need to know if I'm taking medications, or if I've had microblading in the past year? I'm just getting my brows tinted, or I'm getting a lash lift. So this is nice because it lets you choose who sees this form, and then you can add whatever information in here that you need. So again, customization and just ease of use. Like, it's just great. And it shows you like a preview. of what you're doing. So it's kind of cool. What else? If you want to offer packages and gift certificates, you can set these up as well. Again, you have coupons. Not sure what this is. Okay, so I don't have any subscription payments set up or anybody on a payment plan system, but if I did, this is where they would show up. Let's see. Don't show these on my client scheduling page at all. Okay, yes. So I don't have these on there as part of a as part of the booking, but if I did, which I should, show a link to these items on my client scheduling page. List all these items on my client scheduling page. So, what is this? Maybe I should. I'll think about that. But yeah, so you can add gift certificates, packages. Packages are a great way to group things together and get people on board for multiple services, and thus, increasing your bottom line with them. So that's kind of nice too. Managing your users. So I have my virtual receptionist that can access the system. My stylist can access the system. And then, of course, I can, with one of my other emails, access the system as well and make appointments and handle things for me if necessary. Integrations is how you can integrate several of these accounting apps or your email marketing. I use MailChimp at the moment, but I don't have it integrated into my Acuity, but you could if you wanted to. Constant Contact, ConvertKit. These are all email marketing integrations that you can use and have as part of your booking, which is perfect. Analytics, Google Analytics. If you're keeping track of conversions, you can definitely set that up as well. If you have a customer, what is that? CRM is customer relations management, I think. I may have that R wrong, but a CRM system, you can have that in there as well. Client engagement, video conferencing. There's all these different apps that will integrate with your Acuity. So again, another way to kind of make everything seamless. If you want to sync with other calendars, which I highly recommend, because then when clients book appointments, it automatically shows up on whatever calendar app you have on your phone. So I get a message, I get an email, and then it shows up on my calendar automatically when they book, which is perfect. I love that. So these are the emails and whatever appointments show up. Anytime someone makes a brow model appointment, they schedule with me or with Terry, it shows up on my my calendar on my phone, so I get that. And then I can set a reminder for when I need, a reminder for that appointment on that day. There's also these other calendar syncing. So if you don't use Google Calendar, if you use iCloud or Outlook or these other ones, you can integrate them with that as well. So awesome. Love that. Payment settings. This is where you can come in and set up your, if you do deposits or if you do, full payment when they book, this is where you come in and you can set different deposits for different appointments. Again, another great customization feature that I'm not sure the other ones have, or at the time when I was using them, I wasn't sure if I needed them, but now that I do, I love that Acuity has that. So I accept payments for deposits with PayPal, and then when they show up and we check them out, I use Square. So I have those two different streams of income that kind of come from my deposits and then come from my closing them out with their balance. So payment is different. You can require full payment, deposit percentage, deposit money. Payment is optional. Payment is different for each appointment type. I like that because then each one is different, because some of my appointments don't even cost $75. So why would I charge, obviously not more than what the price is. So the microblading touch-up now is included in the microblading appointment. So there is no price for that. It just is included. So there's no price set there. The touch-up is a 50%. These other things that aren't as much are 50%, 35 for a lash tint, 35 for a lash lift, 25 for a brow tint. So it's different depending on what the service is. And here's my PayPal settings. Email settings is just where you set up the actual email flow. Once they book, they get a confirmation, they get that reminder email. It'll also do a text reminder if you have that set up, which is kind of awesome. You can include images, which I've done here to kind of get them to refer others to me. So enjoy $20 off to give the Lash CEO services a try. And you can customize all of this. It's pretty amazing. And then they include, their appointment, their name, and all that stuff in there automatically. And it shows you an example. So new appointment, lash fill-in with 50% left, there. So this is what will get sent to you and also what gets sent to them. And then, so there's these different emails here. So reminder, up to 3 reminder emails can be sent to your clients and optionally admins prior to the appointment. So you can send them up to 3. So depending on how far they book out, you can send one, 2 days after they book, 7 days after that, and then 2 days or a day before their appointment. So again, super amazing way that you can kind of keep in touch and ensure that they are in fact going to show up. And here's the text message option here as well. Send this reminder to clients only. So this means I'm not going to get their reminder message, just they get that, just because I feel like I'm already getting enough emails that I don't want to be bombarded with every time a reminder goes out for my clients that I get that reminder too. I already have it on my phone. I've already looked at my calendar 18 times for that upcoming day, so I don't need that reminder saying, oh hey, we just sent this reminder. So I have this reminder email, and I've included my logo here. And then this here, excited to see you again. I have questions, just as a reminder, because I am located inside of a salon. I put that there again, so they have that. And to also note that showing up 15 minutes or later will result in a reschedule and a second deposit should you decide to rebook. So that just tells clients that I don't play around. If you can't show up within 15 minutes of your appointment, then now the day would be wrecked because I try to squeeze you in and now I'm rushing. So 15 minutes, and then after that I can't see them, so I make sure I put that as a reminder so they see that. Cancellation, I actually like that they get this cancellation email because it gives me a chance again to kind of, whatever reason, I don't really, no one knows when people cancel. Either they found someone else or something came up and they just cancel. But I like this because I throw in the, if you'd ever like to give our services a try again in the future, enjoy $10 off. So it's kind of like no hard feelings. Thanks for considering us. And if you, decide to try us again in the future, here's $10 off. I love that. Rescheduling, if they have to reschedule. So I get this one more so than the cancellation now, just because my deposits are non-refundable. So when people know that, they, if something does come up, they just say, okay, well, I have to reschedule. And then they reschedule. Rarely do I get cancellations anymore. Every once in a while, I still get no-shows, which I think is kind of crazy that people don't even show up, and they've given me $75 for brows or whatever. And it's like, they don't show. It's like, well, I got paid for some time. But you'll have that. And the follow-up, which is super important. I send this 3 days after their appointment. You can set this for whenever, 3, 5, 7. Yeah. And then send follow-up emails. And then, again, you can customize this template, And I try to do it so if it was a regular client, they wouldn't be like, oh, really, are you sending me this? So I'm just like, this is your first time seeing me, or maybe your 55th time seeing me, your feedback's appreciated. And I have links to my review sites because getting those reviews is crucial, and it's gold now. People rely on searching these reviews out and seeing what other people think about you. So it's super important that you encourage them to leave reviews, and also send them home with stuff after they see you with reminders to review you, because that's how important they are. And again, giving them incentive to share my services with a friend, and then, encouraging that. And then I let them know that I'll give you $25 off your next service if you send this to a friend and they tell me. So yeah. So if they do a package or a gift certificate, this is the email that you would set up for that, and then save that template as well as the receipt. So, yep. So yeah, that is a quick course. And we just had a 3-year-old minor meltdown. So, but yes, so that's a quick tutorial run through of Acuity. I'm super in love with it. I've been using it for a couple of years now and I love it. I have found just by trial and error and just working with it that it's one of my favorites so far. And if you would like to give it a try, they do have a trial that you can, just give them a shot and just kind of see what you think about it too. But so that is that. If you guys want to see any other kind of run-throughs or tutorials like this, just let me know and I will do my best to get on that. So it's Rakina, thelashceo.com, and here's to your visibility. Thanks. Bye.